Owning a ranch on the outskirts of town comes with its quirks. I deal with fences, irrigation, livestock, and the occasional coyote. What I didn't think I'd have to deal with was an HOA, since I wasn't even part of their neighborhood. My land just happened to border their subdivision. That thin strip of fence became a battleground. See, the HOA board president, a guy named Stan, had this idea that his residents should have open access to nature. By nature, he meant my property. Kids were cutting through to fish in my stock tanks, teens partied on my back pasture, and residents treated my land like it was some kind of public park. After replacing stolen tools and chasing off trespassers too many times, I finally installed a heavy-duty ranch gate with a lock. The very next week, a letter. Per HOA regulations, locked gates are prohibited. You are hereby fined $1,000. I laughed so hard I nearly fell off my porch. Not only was I not in their HOA, they had zero authority over me. I ignored it. Then came more letters, $2,000. $5,000. Threats of liens. Finally, Stan cornered me at the feed store, wagging a finger. You can't keep locking that gate. Our residents have a right to enjoy the open land. That's when I realized these folks weren't just annoying, they were entitled beyond reason. And entitlement deserves consequences. Here's what they didn't realize: ranch gates aren't just to keep people out. They're to keep animals in. Behind that locked gate were my 2 prize bulls, 6 horses, and a few mischievous calves. If someone ever left the gate open, well, let's just say the HOA park would become a rodeo ground real quick. So, I decided to give Stan and his board a hands-on education. I removed the lock for one weekend, but quietly looped the chain so it looked locked. Then I waited. Sure enough, a group of kids and parents strolled right through, heading to their precious nature access. And right behind them, once the gate wasn't properly shut, my animals wandered out like they'd been waiting for this day their whole lives. By sundown, the HOA park, complete with manicured grass, gazebos, and a brand new playground, was hosting a full-blown barnyard rave. Bulls were pawing divots into the soccer field. Horses rolled in the mulch under the swings. Calves splashed in the decorative fountain. I grabbed a lawn chair on my side of the fence and just watched. When the HOA members arrived to set up for their evening community wine tasting, they were greeted not by string lights and charcuterie boards, but by a half-ton bull scratching his horns against the gazebo posts. The screams were magnificent. People ran. Wine bottles smashed. One horse even chased Stan across the parking lot, tail flagged high like it was laughing at him. The sheriff got called, of course. When he arrived, Stan shrieked about my out-of-control livestock invading their park. The deputy turned to me. "Are these your animals?" "Yep," I said. "But they're only here because someone left my gate open. Funny thing, that gate was locked last time I saw it." The sheriff smirked, wrote a quick report, and told Stan the HOA could be liable for damages if they'd been the ones trespassing and tampering with private property. The fallout was glorious. The HOA had to pay thousands to repair their luxury park, resodding the grass, fixing fences, power washing everything that had been fertilized by my herd. Insurance refused to cover it since it wasn't vandalism or storm damage, just livestock intrusion caused by negligence. As for the fines, they stopped arriving. I never heard another word about my gate. In fact, the HOA put up their own sign by the property line: "No trespassing, private ranch property." Stan even tried to apologize, though it sounded more like whining. I just tipped my hat and said, "Glad we got that sorted." My bulls sure did enjoy the wine tasting. Now, my gate stays locked 24/7, and nobody dares test it. The HOA park still has scars in the grass where my herd celebrated their brief taste of suburban life. And every time I ride by on horseback, I swear my animals look at the park longingly, like they're waiting for another party invite. The HOA learned 2 valuable lessons that day. Don't fine a rancher for locking his gate. If you do, be prepared to host a rodeo.